What's up, everybody? My name is Wreck-It Rob, and today we're filmed in front of a live studio cat. Hi. I really wanted to make that joke. As soon as I told my fiance about it, she got upset with me because it was a live studio cat. So the point of this video, FWA called me stupid. He called my idea stupid. I can't believe that he would do this, and I feel very offended. The only problem though is he was right. So I did an oopsie. I actually did an oopsie this time. For those of you who watch me a fair amount, you know that I haven't posted in about 8 days, I think now, 8 or 9 days. And the reason for that is I did have a video that I was ready to put out about 5 days ago, and I have been waiting to put it out because I didn't know how to deal with it because I did something stupid. And I kind of just wanted to erase it and then forget about it and not, worry about it and just not tell anybody. But I want to show you guys that those of us who make videos on this, we're not always perfect. And I kind of wanted to demonstrate exactly what being very tired can do to your brain, especially when you're making a YouTube video. And just for reference, I didn't sleep last night, so this is also kind of just a promo for what's going on with me right now. But so I did an oopsie, and I want to show you guys this video. Hopefully laugh at it. Hopefully we enjoy it. Let's click play. Rom, and today we have something special, something that I've been waiting for I don't know, like a week and a half or something. I don't know, it hasn't been super long. But today I've gotten enough pieces to officially, yes, you can see how trash I am in World Boss 2. But we have enough pieces to summon Yuki. So for those of you who don't know, Yuki is kind of a almost like build your own unit, kind of like for anybody who came from Summoner's War. It's kind of like the homunculus from Summoner's War if you like rolled them all together and like put every single ability possible in the game. So it's kind of an incredibly OP unit that you can use anywhere, and you can make whatever faction you want and basically do whatever you want. The only thing is you can't use it in PvP. That's pretty much it. So Yuki. He can absorb other hero skills to learn them as his own. Yuki's faction is determined by the current faction of skills he is using and which heroes he absorbs. Okay. Yuki will first assume the faction of the hero with the highest star ranking that he absorbs. People at this point know heroes are how Yuki works. It's slot 3, and so on. Yuki is an extremely powerful hero, and may therefore skip ahead. Ease from going through battle. I'm just skipping over my hardware and doing your world boss battles. Obviously, the more attacks you have, the more pieces you're going to get, the faster you're going to get them. I only have 5 attacks, so it took me about a week and a half to build up all the pieces. I was getting about 10 to 15 pieces every single day. But let's go ahead and unlock him. Check your heroes menu. I'm not super... So I didn't show it in the video, but right here, once you click unlock, he just appears. He appears as a locked hero in your heroes section. So I was confused about it for a second. I didn't really understand what it meant, but yeah, he just appears with like just base stats like before, like when they're level 1, but those seem kind of low. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I show this a little bit later. His stats are like almost completely balanced because instead of having a sanctify set, actually it says sanctify right there. I'm not sure, I haven't seen that he can be sanctified. Anyway, instead of having that, what he has is a stat conversion thing where you can use your world hearts that you get to convert like a certain amount of points of attack into HP. So like if you don't need him doing damage, you can just have him all HP or defense or whatever you need. So that's why his stats are kind of low, kind of evenly balanced, nothing really too crazy. 4 slots. So I'm assuming just, yeah, that's the leader skill. Okay, so I think your first one for like your first attack is completely free. Thankfully they're all free actually. I think I have a copy of pretty much like every 3-star except like a golem. I kind of just want to go look at stats, and we're gonna kind of pick out the first skill. So I'm assuming we're not really gonna want any like 1 or 2 stars. That was probably not my biggest mistake. 100% not my biggest mistake, but kind of disregarding the 1 and 2 stars is something that really kind of kept me from realizing parts of my mistake, part of my several mistakes. Don't discount the 1 and 2 stars. Some of the 1 and 2 stars actually have some of the best skills, actually. And I'll show you a little bit later why. I'm sure there is somewhere. Oh, also, something amazing. I got this skill, or I got this from the event the other day. I'm so sad I wasn't able to show it, but yeah, I got the limited Jones skin. Pretty psyched about that. I'm sure a lot of people got it, but I was just happy that I got it. So let's just think about where I'm gonna want you first. Where I'm gonna want Yuki. Because that's kind of gonna be dependent on how I build this. Okay, so Arena is completely off balance. So is Inferno Legion. So, and I mean, I don't really care about it here, so honestly, let's just build Yuki for our Chimera team. So this is my current Chimera team. It's not a speed team by any means. It still takes a couple of minutes, but with a couple of upgrades on my Golem, a little bit better. So my Chimera team actually looks a decent amount different from this. So I understand that my face cam is blocking one of the heroes on there. The hero that it's blocking is the Golem. So in my current team, I think I don't use the Paladin, the Ironheart, or the Windwalker. And instead I have 2 Holy Swordsmen and a Jungle Heart. I think that math works out. And then the Elven Queen is moved to the front row. So it looks a decent amount different now and works just fine. If I had just waited like 3 days, I wouldn't have even needed to attempt to make this video in the fashion it did than what it was a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago it was kind of bad. I've heard Yuki has kind of a low attack, so not really replacing any of these. Okay, so let's just go and look at archives, and we're gonna look at first skills. Okay, so I've decided. I actually spent about 10 minutes looking through a bunch of first skills. It was actually about 4 minutes. Like I said, I was tired, I couldn't think. And I've decided that Yuki's first skill, we're gonna go for a defense break. Because currently I only have, I think, 1 defense break in my Chimera team. This is a valid skill to pick, okay? This is probably the one skill that I had in the right direction, but chose the wrong skill, and you're about to see why. We're gonna add the assassin first skill to Yuki. And I picked this one because at the start it has a 10% lower chance, but the assassin was the only one that I saw that had a reliable chance to reduce for 2 turns. This right here is why it's important. Don't disregard 1 and 2 stars, because you see this 3-star assassin that I'm about to use has a 70% chance to do a defense break for 2 turns. Well, as long as you're faster than the boss, it doesn't matter having 2 turns. And I wasn't thinking about this in my tired brain. What I was thinking about was, oh, decent chance to get a defense break for 2 turns. Well, that's helpful. More helpful is having a defense break that lands every time, which, if you pick the 1-star skeleton, you get with this first skill. 100% chance to apply a defense break for 1 turn. I didn't look at that, and yeah, so that was really my first mistake. So that's why I wanted this one. Selected hero will be sacrificed, but their skill will be absorbed and available to this hero as a level 1 skill. So let's go look at my Chimera team again, because I want to try to eliminate as many of their things as possible, because I could potentially eliminate the use of the Paladin. Wait a second, I've also just thought of a brilliant idea. This is not a brilliant idea. Don't do what I'm about to do. Let's look at a couple of the LDs that I have. Namely, I wanted to look at the Cupid. I'm gonna go 1 of each. We're gonna have to transfer a couple out. All right, so let's look at some LD skills. Okay, we're gonna look at some more, but I think potentially Cupid's 3rd skill. So far, it's looking like none of these are what I really want. I could potentially just use Jungle Heart's 3rd skill, because we're going for a Chimera team. I'm kind of thinking like, you know, a Chimera speed team. I'm gonna say this right now. all you need for a Chimera speed team is like a Golem or an Elven Queen, something to do reliable shields to just protect everybody. You need that. Depending on who you're using to attack the boss, either a reliable defense break or honestly just a bunch of holy swordsmen and the druid for immunity. That's really all you need. Like if you can get, like say, the Elven Queen, the Jungle Heart, and the druid, if you can get those three, like you're fine, and you can just load up with holy swordsmen, put them all in conflict, and you can speed team through this. You don't even need to create like the original team. Well, I guess you do, since for the fact that you need to get the conflict runes to even do the speed team. But like that's all you need. Don't pay attention to my ramblings. My ramblings were tired ramblings that I disagree with very much now, after being called out by FWA. That's kind of where my focus is geared right now. So we have the defense break, which is kind of like a backup for the Elven Queen. And I want to use a Jungle Heart, but a Jungle Heart has kind of low HP if I remember correctly. I'm confused about how this works. I'm assuming so this is a conversion chart. This, I still am not entirely sure like how this whole thing works. I'm assuming it just subtracts, like, so it has 117 defense. If I wanted to turn one defense into one attack, yeah, you just take 5 world hearts and all of a sudden your defense goes down by 1, attack goes up by 1. Pretty sure that's all it is. It's fairly simple. These are the stat blocks for if it were like a level 1 or a 1-star, but I don't understand exactly how it is here. We're gonna absorb that. So the way that works is there are numbers at the top. Those are the maximum and minimum that you're able to convert one of those two. So I think the minimum for attack and defense, sorry I don't have it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure the minimum for attack and defense was 60. So that means that I could take all of those points from attack and defense and effectively just nerf one of them and throw all of those points into something else. So if I just wanted an HP tank, I could completely decrease attack and defense as low as I needed to put the HP stat all the way up. So I think it was like 2280. That's how that works. That one. Oh, it hurts to get rid of an LD like that. Skill 2, I have. So, for any of you who don't know how Chimera works, if you're not there yet, the way it works is, I should just talk about his passive. So one of his passives is, he gains immunity to everything except like defense breaks, attack breaks, slows, and something else. Like one other thing. That's it. So if you're trying to throw another debuff on him, too bad. He has immunity, it's not gonna work. And you can't even like disable passives or anything because he has immunity to that. So me wasting my Cupid right here is pointless. Like, it's fine. I'm sure I'm gonna have to find some way to use this in the future because I kind of gotta recoup my losses. All right, that was an LD that I just wasted. I kind of gotta recoup it. But don't do what I'm doing. Just take into account the immunity the boss has when you're doing this. I never have to worry about that because I mostly buff my team and then nuke them that way. That's like how I approach Chimera. Don't do what I did, especially if you're like, especially if you don't have that many LDs. Do not do what I just did. No idea what to pick for skill 2. Alright, so I finally made my decision on skill 2. Skill 2, we're actually going to use a 2-star. We're just going to use an imp, because the imp has a hasting skill. So we're just, okay, this, probably my only redeemable pick. I've seen a lot of other people use this. You can use Yuki with, in like Vapor Dreamlands, throw Yuki in there with this skill. It's fine, like, it works just fine. So honestly, out of all of them, this was probably the one pick that was good. Like, you can turn Yuki into one of the best turn cycling units in the game if you do, like, say this on, if you do this on skill 2, this imp skill on skill 2, and then demonic swordsman passive, and then whatever first skill hits the most out of everything. You could turn Yuki into a ridiculous turn cycling unit by just doing that, and you could eliminate a demonic swordsman and a windwalker at the same time. So sorry for that little rant, but do it. Just gonna use this one. Yeah. We're gonna use that one. That's gonna cause more turns. So hopefully to prevent the boss from attacking us as many times. This one, leader skills. I'm not as concerned about leader skills as I have. Yeah, leader skill for Yuki, you don't have to worry about as much if you have teams to use that already have good leader skills. If you don't, you might need to invest in potentially, you know, throwing a golem or throwing something that will buff the entire team overall without having to be in a certain place, like without having to be in catacombs, or especially not arena, because you can't even take Yuki to arena. But like if it's conditional, I wouldn't suggest putting it on there unless that's the only place you're using Yuki and that's the only thing that you're building for. A leader already, I'm just using a golem. This is going to be going each turn, so we're actually going to get the haste immediately. So we're going to get a haste, so everyone's constantly going to be turn cycling a little bit more, which means we could potentially get rid of the Windwalker. For something I'm going to say to anyone new to Chimera, you don't need turn cycling. You do not need turn cycling in Chimera if you have a golem. In all honesty, that's really it. If you have a golem, like my current setup is golem, druid, jungle heart, and elven queen in the front, and then 4 nukers all on conflict in the back. I don't need turn cycling for that at all. Turn cycling means nothing to me on that team. I mostly just need, like, you know, the counter from the druid, the attack buff from the elven queen, and then the shields from the golem. And I only have the jungle heart there simply because I want the immunity to last long enough so that the passive does not get stripped from my golem. So you don't need turn cycling. If you have a golem, you don't need it. Yuki. And then throw back in whoever I just got rid of. Druid? I think I got rid of the druid. Yeah, got rid of the druid. Now, Yuki has no runes right now, so I can't imagine this is going to go well, but I kind of just want to see how this goes. I don't think Yuki's that fast either, so it's not going to be, it's not going to go that well. But what I did, I lost horribly. It was knowledge of how this is going to go. I did not. I didn't gain any knowledge. I don't know what I was thinking right here, because I'm pretty sure I even watched it say immunity, and then I was like, oh, okay, and then just moved on because I was tired and stupid. I gained nothing from doing that. All I did was really just waste my time. Drop 1 on you. So that's going to increase the HP by 2,000, just upgrading to level 16. I'm going to outfit Yuki in all conflict runes, and then throw her right in that spot. And then the next couple of upgrades are going to be going into Yuki's second skill, probably. So effectively, this, I want to go off first. I want to land on the boss, and I want everyone else to come in and absolutely wail. Except that'll never land. Oh god, it hurts to watch this back. On the boss afterwards, but I want Yuki to be probably the fastest on that team. I don't have great conflict runes right now, so don't expect anything amazing from this. Okay, we're gonna throw you there for now. Whether it's defense or HP, they both should work here. That's a decent amount of advice, especially if you're doing for Chimera. Defense and HP don't really matter, especially if you're using Yuki, especially since you're able to do stat conversion. Generally though, if you're using a golem or something using shields, try to use defense-based heroes, or try to use defense-based runes. If, like, on your other tanky units, like Jungle Heart, things like that, try to use defense simply because if you use defense, they're generally going to have lower HP and super high defense. Well, whenever you throw a shield on top of that, the damage that they're taking is based off of their defense, but now all of a sudden you have this massive shield on them, so they have an incredible defense, and then with this added shield, they have a decent HP too. So it does a lot more to throw shields, like really big HP shields, on a defensive unit instead of HP. I don't know if any of that made sense, but shields generally go better on defensive based units. So you have speed. So I'm gonna put you there. I'm kind of just going for speed on this. Okay, first of all, let's get rid of that and get the Calibria for that. I didn't realize I had that. Honestly, throw you on there. I know that Yuki is on defense, but it doesn't matter that much in the Chimera. Okay, well we're gonna put you on there because apparently you're the only one that can hit. HP and hit. Ooh, hit and speed. There we go. Oh, I don't have any more hit. I think this is how it's gonna be. What is the hit on Yuki right now? 13% hit. Okay, so we're gonna need higher than that. But this is going to be the basic build that we're going to build off of to throw Yuki in there. And eliminate the Windwalker, then I don't have to switch out my Windwalker's runes. And also kind of because Windwalker is built for Arena. This is 100% not built for Chimera. Once again, I know this game kind of allows you to really only, like, not need duplicates of units that you don't need them for, but, and I know I haven't done this, but I would suggest anyone else do this. If you're farming, like, catacombs and you need your Windwalker, or you're using them somewhere else, you're using your Windwalker somewhere else, build 2 Windwalkers and just have one ruined with all of your fastest runes, and that's your Arena Windwalker. And that's the one, if you're gonna buy a skin for, put the skin on that one. The other one doesn't need to be as fast. In all honesty, you could get away, if you had fast enough runes, you could get away with putting an agile set on your Windwalker that uses like triple HP, or HP, defense, HP, or just triple tanky runes. You could get away with doing that if you had fast enough substats. So you could do that for like catacombs, you could do that for why can't I think of the name? Vapor Dreamlands. You could do it for Vapor Dreamlands, you could do it for the Spire, you could do it for all these different places. You can potentially have 2. Just devote your fastest Windwalker and your fastest runes to Arena. Like, and the reason I was saying that was because one of my runes on my Golem is actually one of my fastest runes on my account, but it was the rune that I originally threw on the Golem. But that rune had a ridiculous amount of speed, so every time I go to do Arena stuff, I have to pull that rune off my Golem and throw it on my Windwalker, because my Windwalker's rune in that slot is like 8 speed slower. So it's just a lot of switching. I kind of just want to build another one. It just makes things easier. Not built to withstand anything from that Chimera. But that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. I just wanted to... So that's the end of the video. First of all, I really hope this records right, because I'm trying something new. I'm trying to record things separately and then splice them together for editing reasons. Then it just gives me more freedom and the ability to be a little bit more creative with editing and stuff. I'm probably not going to be super creative on this simply because I am tired and I need to go build a computer today. But don't make my mistakes. FWA, if you're watching, I'm sorry, okay? I was tired. Yeah, and the horrible thing about this was, immediately after filming this video, I hopped off and saw that FWA was streaming. And so I immediately like shut off OBS and then turned on Twitch and like immediately typed in the chat like, hey, this is what I did. He like read it once and he was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, what? And then I realized and I was like, oh my god, I feel like the biggest idiot, because I did. It was don't make the mistakes I did. Before you make your Yuki, like write it out on a piece of paper, ask yourselves over and over like 4 times, is this what I want? Is this right? Is there anything that could dick this over? Just do your research. Try not to do it quick when you're recording and you're tired. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you got anything from this, please do me a favor and wreck that subscribe button as well as the like button down below. And leave me a comment, trash me as much as you want, please. I welcome it. But thank you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.